A very good morning to you, friends, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the Direct Selling Association of South Africa, the DSA Bouncing Forward Convention. This year, we celebrate 50 years of developing empowerment. That's half a century of supporting companies that provide opportunities for people to change their lives positively. Today's special guests are Katlego Mabusela, our keynote speaker and World Federation of Direct Selling Associations, the WFDSA's Executive Director, Tamuna Gabilaya. We'll also hear from the directors of the DSA of South Africa. As for me, I'm broadcaster and producer, Ursula Chigani, and it's an honor for me to share this occasion with you. Over the course of today's program, we'll share insights and detail the latest facts, figures, and forecasts for our industry. We'll leave knowing that with the DSA bouncing forward will set us on the right track for the next 50 years. We get the convention ball rolling with our DSA chairperson, who, since receiving his diploma in business management, has been involved in business, starting in the retail environment before moving to Amway. His belief in the vision of the company and the alignment of his personal values with that of the company have seen him develop strategic partnerships both internally and externally, which has been crucial to the business. A firm belief in doing what's right and not just what works. That is the philosophy with which he guides and leads the team at Amway. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the director of the DSA for over 9 years, our driven to and by excellence chairperson of the DSA of South Africa, Mr. Rajesh Purushottam.
Greetings to all our viewers. Welcome and thank you for joining our third annual virtual conference. By now, you know that the theme of this year's conference is anchored around bouncing forward. For some, this may mean recovering from a setback and moving forward. For others, this may well mean accelerating the momentum you enjoy right now. And so as I reflect on this theme, there's two words that come to mind, and that is resilience and growth. And I take a moment now to extend my congratulations to each and everyone involved in our industry for demonstrating your resilience. And I will say that we are well positioned to enable our industry and most importantly, you, our distributors, our direct sellers, to leverage the myriad of opportunities that the market offers, especially as we think of consumer needs. We have 25 member companies for the reporting period of 2021. And I'm pleased to share that through the efforts of all our member companies and their respective distributors, we celebrate an industry sales achievement of 7.8 billion rands. As we compare this to the previous year, we continue to maintain and once again, clearly demonstrating our resilience because many of our companies were unable to bring our distributor communities together in person for events and other activities. And despite this barrier, we delivered as a collective. I'm pleased to share that we have close to 650,000 direct sellers. And importantly, these direct sellers earned a total compensation of 2.1 billion rands. And this is no small amount going back to the local economy. We are one of the very few industries that can boast success in the demographics that is aligned to national demographic split. And this is always helpful, especially in our engagement with external stakeholders like government. Closely linked to demographics is our gender split, and this has been stable and consistent over the past few years. The second one is about the younger distributor. You've heard that 62.24% of all our direct sellers are below 45 years old, and so it is with this in mind, we'll prioritize the attractiveness of the direct selling opportunity for entrepreneurship. From a public relations standpoint, we clustered into two key areas, one centered around legitimacy of direct selling and the other on income opportunity and entrepreneurship. And so we set out a few key goals in line with our priorities. First, we will continue our focus to boost attractiveness of direct selling as an economic solution. Second, drive the narrative of legitimacy of the DSA and more importantly, its member companies by encouraging South Africans to learn more about the DSA and its member companies. By visiting our website, they will find more information and be educated on why companies vetted by DSA are more trustworthy than those who are not. Third is to establish DSA as the go-to for all matters relating to direct selling on traditional channels as well as social media platforms. In addition to what you have up on your screen, we also seek to increase awareness by driving traffic and reach to DSA and its members. Identify potential opportunities for member companies to expand their direct selling database. Message is clear that if you want a trusted, vetted income as a side hustle, DSA is the place to go. Let's look at this clip from ENCA to give you a sense.
The Direct Selling Association has raised concerns over dubious and fraudulent money schemes. They are warning people to be cautious of companies promising quick money. With the consistent rising cost of living and high unemployment rate, many people struggle to survive, making them more vulnerable to fraud to make a living. People are urged not to resort to get-rich-quick schemes that promise high returns, leaving no thought for long-term, stable and safer income solutions.
So the results were phenomenal, folks. Within a few hours of each interview, we saw a significant increase in visitors or traffic to our website. And the increase in visitors was actually seen even a day after the interview. Folks, I speak about the market never being closer, and these results are indicative of that. From a social media standpoint, and during this period, the aim was to grow the pages amongst the right target audience, boost the DSA's profile, and not only to get the attention of direct sellers, but to punt the DSA and its members as an income opportunity. None of the work of the DSA would be possible if it were not for the DSA's board. Up on your screen, I introduce you to your board of directors. These are all highly experienced and skilled individuals holding senior and executive positions at their respective companies. And yet, on top of their very demanding schedules, they give off their time and expertise and serve our industry selflessly. And remember, none of them get paid by the DSA for their efforts and responsibility. They do so because they are passionate about our industry and, most importantly, you, the direct sellers. So as your chairperson, and on behalf of the entire industry, I extend my thanks and appreciation to our directors for their ongoing commitment and dedication to the DSA.
Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, who will cover another of the DSA's strategic pillars, and is that of government affairs. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the DSA Government Affairs and Legal Director, Thilo Naidu.
Good day. I'm really pleased to address you once again at the DSA's third virtual convention. This year has proved to be an extremely significant one for the DSA and its members as it relates to the work we undertook in the areas of both legal and government affairs activities. With the central theme for this year's convention being one of bouncing forward, I can attest on behalf of the Board of Directors that we certainly took on some key challenges and have had some good wins, especially with regards to our work in the government affairs arena.
I think it's fair to say that this DSA success train is being steered by some of the very best industry leaders available in bouncing forward. So congratulations, Thilo Naidu, on the positive strides you're making in the government affairs arena. Bouncing forward, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely the DSA's way. And if we're to believe that thrilling concept, we have to also consider tremendous growth in our way forward, expansion to the rest of our continent, including the diverse and sizable Nigerian market. Fortune, they say, favors the brave, and we're about to meet the intrepid mappers of our expansion. To do the honors is the Vice Chairperson and African Expansion Director of the DSA, Mr. Brandon Masondo. Welcome, sir.
The DSA of South Africa, as one of its pillars, has embarked on an Africa expansion initiative with the intention of having DSAs established in countries across our beautiful continent of Africa. To this end, the DSA of South Africa is pleased to announce With the support, guidance, and mentorship from Direct Selling Association of South Africa, the recent launch of the Direct Selling Association of Nigeria. In essence, the DSA of South Africa is preparing the groundwork for the direct selling business opportunity to become accessible throughout our beautiful continent of Africa, so that direct selling in Africa can take its rightful place in the world of direct selling. To tell us more about the WFDSA, let us hear from the WFDSA's Executive Director, Tamuna Gabilaya.
I want to congratulate South African DSA and all of you member companies for achieving WFDSA's platinum level DSA status, 4th year in a row. Amazing job, congratulations. And of course, thank you, independent distributors. You are true entrepreneurs who kept going and growing despite all the challenges that almost everyone in the world faced. So how our industry is doing? Well, we recorded the highest growth rate ever, $186.2 billion, which shows our industry flexible, innovative, adaptable, and resilient. And most of this growth was attributed to the increased use of online tools, which allowed our companies and their representatives to reach customers in new ways and to constantly stay connected more than ever before, because you can connect at any time from anywhere in the world, share information, learn, and so on. The efforts of the South African DSA to establish DSAs in other countries is so important to create a favorable environment for our companies and the independent distributors to operate.
In the sphere of entrepreneurship. To shed more light on this topic is our keynote speaker, Katlego Mabusela. Katlego Mabusela, or KG as he is better known, is a seasoned radio broadcaster, entrepreneur, professional speaker, and facilitator. For just shy of a decade, Katlego has worked with hundreds of early-stage entrepreneurs from across South Africa and the diaspora, helping them prepare for and navigate the challenging journey from ideation to scale. In that time, he has observed that more often than not, success or failure come down not to the technical and hard skill sets possessed by the entrepreneur, but rather their soft skills quotient. He insists that businesses are built by people after all, and now more than ever, in a post-pandemic reality, greater effort needs to be made to empower people with the soft skills required to successfully complete such a journey. Katlego.
How is it that I can avoid this place that I'm at? Because surely life has to have something more to offer. How do you build a business? How do you build it successfully? But perhaps more importantly, again, that big question, how do you avoid failure? First thing I found was that success, and I mean success at its truest and deepest level, is in fact very human and very humble. Success is not the cover of magazines. It is not what you see when you look at your Instagram, Twitter, or any other social media timeline. But in fact, it is in Metsidi, who for the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, has woken up at 3 a.m. every morning, packed the same skaftin with the same magwinya, gone and sat at the same corner, and has served her community at that same level for that time. But through that 2 rand magwinya that she sold, has taken her kids, 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 of them, through primary school, high school, and all the way through, some of them, to medical school. The first thing we need to do, if you and I are going to truly bounce forward, is that we need to expect the impact. The second thing is simply this, that we need to understand and value momentum. Nothing bounces without momentum. Third thing I want to share is this. One of the common denominators amongst all the people that I spoke to around this idea of how you move through pain, how you move through loss, is that all of them, without fail, echoed this sentiment. Different words, different language, in different times and in different places. They all said the same thing, though, which is that you need to use your point of impact.
Thank you, Katlego. Keep bouncing forward. I think, ladies and gentlemen, Katlego has crystallized the important role of entrepreneurial skills in our ability to keep bouncing forward. Now, the next strategic pillar of the DSA is membership, without which we'd not have our member companies who provide these extremely important business opportunities to individuals, changing their lives, as we keep saying, positively. It's time to turn our focus to the DSA's membership director. Over to you, Mr. Yusuf Bayat.
How the DSA has been striving for an environment that is conducive to the business of the DSA member companies and their direct sellers.
Well, that was as insightful as it was surprising to me. I had no idea that there were so very many advantages to having a DSA membership. What stood out for me, I think, is that member companies and their direct sellers enjoy incredible support and direction from the DSA of South Africa. What's that phrase the under 50s use these days? Big ups to you for being sage leaders and economic growers. Big ups. Please don't roast me about this. Next on the program, how is our association working with the leading university to sow seeds of future economic participation? Through the DSA UJ Work Integrated Learning Project, the DSA of South Africa has the vision to make a substantial contribution to the skills development and employability of the University of Johannesburg students, whilst also contributing to the extended reach of the direct selling industry and strengthening the image of direct selling. The program deliverable is to effectively contribute to the practical sales, entrepreneurial, business and life skills development of students studying these qualifications at UJ, enabling students to enjoy a positive direct selling experience whilst achieving their sales targets, to potentially assist students to develop a small business that can continue to grow and produce income on completion of their studies, and to endeavour to assist in supporting students' employability in the formal sector on completion of their studies, and that would be through their acquirement of practical experience. Participating DSA member companies have the vision to effectively contribute to the entrepreneurial, business and selling skills development of the UJ students and to provide entrepreneurial business opportunities for students during and on completion of their studies. The project, ladies and gentlemen, provides an opportunity for companies to build brand awareness in the youth market, to develop future business builders and to generate product retail sales. However, the overall objective is to view this as a social responsibility initiative. Most encouraging are the results that we're seeing of this project. Now in its 20th year, there have been 15,000 students through the program since inception. Around 13 million rand earned by participating students from sales of around 52 million rand and around 700,000 rand paid in bursaries by DSA member companies to top UJ students, as well as top students winning product prizes sponsored by participating DSA companies for their sales performances. Our final speaker today, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be sharing tips for bouncing forward. And to chart that direction is DSA Director Mafahle Mariletse. The stage, sir, is yours.
We as individuals are going to be the people that are going to make sure that we bounce forward as an economy, we bounce forward as an association, that our companies bounce forward. And so today I'm going to give you tips on how as individuals we can bounce forward and make sure that, the next 2 years we really move forward. With all those things, at the end of the day, it's about doing all of these things, starting with a ritual in the morning that anchors your day every day into a positive state of mind so that you can deal with the challenges of the day and find the positive energy. And at the end of the day, it's about pursuing your goals with focus. And if you do all of these things that were spoken about today, you will find your inner strength. but you have to practice these things on a daily basis for you to really make sure that your inner strength grows and you become the success that you can. So thank you guys for listening to me. Find the inner strength and bounce forward. Good luck for the year.
My word, Mafahle. What a message. Unleash your power. Be your own hero. Every one of us would love that. That's a real high to end on. And that's a wrap on the formalities of the convention. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that on this 2022 DSA Bouncing Forward Convention. Thank you to all our speakers for their time and sharing. And thank you to the convention organizers for a job well done. And thank you for taking the time to join us. Happy 50th anniversary, DSA South Africa. May the next 50 deliver everything your big dreams desire. I'm Ursula Chigani. Goodbye.